We have all released a load of gas in our lives at some point or another, but in airsoft it's got a different meaning and it's probably more annoying unless you're with somebody who pretty much shits themselves, in which case it's probably not as bad of an issue. Anyway, we've all been there where we've been, you know, we've got our gas, we get our pistol mag and we're like, oh yeah dude, I'm gonna like shoot you in your face. And then you hear that sound. Now that is a horrible sound. It's very deflating and it's something which it can essentially ruin your day. Like I've been out with a brand new pistol, I've bought like 4 mags for it and I go out, I gas one and then it just pisses itself with gas. And that's not good. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna teach you how to fix a leaky gas mag. But not just any gas mag, a pin-retained gas mag. Now these magazines are, I'd say, quite famous in the airsoft area because generally speaking, if a pin mag dies on you, you chuck it away. But I'm here to tell you, don't chuck it away. Don't put like grease on it or lube or anything like that. This is the definitive guide on how to fix your leaky pin-retained magazine. Now, what do I mean by a pin-retained magazine? Well, what I mean is a magazine whose base is held on by pins, and you can just about make them out on this FNX-45 magazine. But in order to get a better view on it, let's do a full teardown of this mag. What tools are we gonna need though? Well, we've got the riff, which will come in handy later on when we need to test fire it to make sure everything is working as it should do. Then we've got our Neutral 2.0 green gas, which we're gonna be using to fill the mag. A big old Allen key. Essentially, this is like a hammer. So anything that you can use to tap pins out with. Flathead screwdriver, pokey device, some BBs for test firing again, PHFE tape, and of course, the magazine. Now, all magazines are going to come apart in a different way. So if your disassembly differs a little bit from this one, don't worry about it. You'll figure it out. I believe in you. So with the FNX magazine, it's got a very strange construction in that you need to take the valve of the magazine out before you can actually take the base plate off. Who designed this? So we take our flathead screwdriver, look down in this hole there, see the valve, engage in the notches and very carefully and slowly twist it out. Now, empty your gas beforehand, otherwise when you do this, first of all, it's going to be harder to get the valve out because it's got that pressure causing tension, holding it in. And also, when you unscrew it, you don't want a load of gas to come right into your face, okay? Because when something surprises you in your face like that, it's not good. It's not good. So with the valve released, flip the mag upside down, take the valve out just like so. Then we can take the base plate off. So we want to come in here, lift up this little catch, and then the base plate will slide off like this. Boom, nice and easy. Now, we need to take these pins out. This bit, I would say, go slowly and go very carefully because you want to make sure that you keep your pins, your holes, everything in good condition, which will help maximize your success rates in fixing these mags. So we're going to take the magazine and look at the pins to see which side looks like the grip side, because on the pins you've got one side with a load of like ridges which grip into the metal and stop them from coming out, and then you've got another side which is a smooth side. So from looking at the mag, I can make out that these holes here have little kind of dings in the circle. So I'm going to come to the other side, take my flathead screwdriver and just start easing those pins out nice and slowly. Now that's as far as I can do with the screwdriver. So I'm going to come over, grab my pokey device and just poke them all the way through as much as I can do comfortably, like that. And now I should be able to just remove these with my fingers. 1 and 2. With those being removed, this whole base plate can come off. You want to hold it in, make sure you're holding it, because this whole bit is now under spring tension from the magazine follower. So we want to pull this little bit of plastic up a little bit, hold that tension, remove the base plate like this, and then catch the spring and just ease that tension off nice and slowly. We don't have to remove the spring from the magazine, we can just keep all those parts there. Here is our base plate, and this is the leaky part that we need to try and resolve. So in order to fix that, we're going to take our PTFE tape right here. We're going to find our end of it, smooth it out nicely, just like this. Bring it around the rib edge and just go around. Now the first one, you want to make sure that you get it nice and tight on there and just keep going around. Not super tight, because if you go too tight, you can stretch it so much that it gets thin and it will just tear right through. And you just want to kind of like go go over it a few times. And then once you've done it nice a few times, I'd say probably like 5 times is a good number. Flatten off the edge just like that. And that is a nicely PTFE taped base plate. Now we want to rebuild the magazine. So we're going to take that little plasticky bit on tension that we took out before, force that spring in a little bit, get that whole piece in. That definitely didn't just ping everywhere. If it does ping everywhere, pop the spring back in like so. Take your end, make sure it's in the right way, and then hold it under tension. Then take your base plate, slide it in. Now it's going to feel a little bit big and fat, and it might not slide into place easily, but that's good because that means you're going to have a nice seal when it does go in. So you can give it a tiny bit of a wiggle, put a bit of pressure on it, and force it in. Now, when you do get it into place, you will see that you've got PTFE tape covering the holes up on both sides. That's okay. When you put the pins in, they'll push right through and it'll be fine. So base plate is on. Now we want to come to our pins, and the side that has the grooves on, so we can see this side here are the holes that has the grooves in. We want to put the smooth edge of the pin into those holes first. Push it in through, and it'll just pop through the PTFE tape like that. The reason why we put it on that side is because we want to make sure that the groovy bits of the pins go back into the whole side with the groovy bits too. Right, pin number 1, pin number 2. It may take a little bit of force to get through the PTFE. All depends on how many runs you put around the base plate. Now on the other side, if we look at the top bit here, you can see we've got a bit of an angle. So this bit is lower to the magazine than this bit. So when we push these pins through, we're going to have to put a bit of pressure on this side to try and even it out. So I'm going to grab my flathead screwdriver to help give me a bit of extra force and just push those as far in as I can. Same with this side. And I'm just going to come back to this edge, force them back through with the side of the screwdriver, and then that evens up the pins on both sides. And that is that base plate reattached. Now we take the actual plastic base plate cover, push that in over the top. That snips into place like so. Then we take our valve, put the valve in the hole, and then tighten that up nice and easily, just like so. Don't do it too hard. The metal that they use for the valves is quite soft generally, and it's really easy to mess them up. So go nice and soft. And there, that is the magazine now fixed from leaks. But I hear you want me to test it for you. So I guess we'll test it then. Perfect. Right. Let's grab the riff. No BBs in the magazine, but just for safety anyway, we'll put on our safety glasses. Mag is in the gun. We'll rack it. And absolutely perfect. There you go. I'll put it right next to the mic so you can hear. And here's what it's like before we started. And here's what it's like now. Look, I'll even talk really quietly so you can see that I haven't just like muted the audio. There we have it. So if you've got a pin retained magazine that's leaking, don't throw it away. Don't worry about getting like, you know, I used to super glue mine to fix them. It did work, but then after a while and after dropping them in that, the super glue would crack and then I'd have to remove all the glue and do it all again. And it's only after like, you know, having to throw away 3 or 4 magazines where I actually kind of like figured out a really good technique in saving these. So don't throw out your leaky gas mags, fix them like that, and you'll be saving money and having less time spent in the safe zone being sad that you're leaking gas. Now you'll just be complaining that it's coming from your bum. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you've learned and this has been helpful and informative for you. I will see you in another video. If there's anything you'd like me to do a video on specifically, let me know. I'll take a look and I'll see what I can do. I am not that smart, but I'm trying to get better and hopefully we can all get smarter together. So until the next time, like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Stay fresh.